Hi friends, welcome to my next video. Today we are going to talk about Spartan training at home. So here I'm in my backyard in Medford, Massachusetts, and I'm going to show you my home DIY Spartan circuit. So this is all stuff I came up with on my own and all stuff that I can do right here in my house without having to go to a fancy gym or a specialized playground or anything. So all of this is repeatable for pretty much anybody with a little bit of space in their backyard. Now, a lot of people that I know are intimidated by Spartan racing because they've never done it before. They have no idea what the obstacles are, and they don't have any idea how they would prepare for them. So they feel like there's no way they're going to be able to achieve the obstacles. They're going to get out there and look foolish because they don't know how to get through them. Well, luckily there's two ways to get over that intimidation factor. Number one is YouTube. There are tremendous videos of every Spartan obstacle that you can watch on YouTube. Just research Spartan obstacles, and if you know the name of the one in particular, you can just look for that one. And you'll see multiple DIY videos from Spartan experts that show you the best strategies for getting through the obstacles. That's always the place to start. Start online, watch the videos, they're incredibly helpful. Okay, well now you know the technique, you know what to do, but how do you practice? Well, that's where home DIY comes in. You can do almost all of this at home. And of course, if you find a playground with like monkey bars or specialized equipment, or your gym has some equipment, well, that's even better, but you don't have to have that to get this done. So I'm gonna walk you through my Spartan circuit, which is usually 6 or 7 obstacles that I do here at home. And then I usually do them in several loops. So today I'm going to show you 7 obstacles, and I'm going to do 5 loops of those 7. So that'll be 35 obstacles in total. It'll take me probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that really approximates what I would encounter over the course of a Super, which is the 10K race, or the Beast, which is the 13.1 mile race. So I can simulate, race level conditions at home, both in terms of the distance that I'm moving, but also the number and difficulty of the obstacles. Now, I'm not going to be able to replicate them all, but I can replicate a lot of them. So are you ready? Let me show you one by one each of the obstacles in my home DIY Spartan circuit. All right, I'm here at the first obstacle in the Spartan home circuit, which is the rope climb. You can buy a good rope online. Race Ready Obstacles has a good one, but there's other sites as well. And you just grab the rope. You can hang it from a limb in your yard, or you could take it to a playground that had a high structure and then loop it around there. But you can take a rope climb with you anywhere. Just buy the rope and then take it wherever you need to go. Hang it up, make sure it's secure, and then you want to practice your hook, your J hook on your foot. This is really the key to it. Once you master the hook, so you can support your feet and get weight on it to ease up this pressure on your arms, the rope climb is actually pretty easy. So, clamp the hook. And that's number 1. Now, stage 2 in my training circuit is the most unusual, which is the spear throw. You don't find these off the shelf. You have to make it yourself. But with a few simple ingredients, no problem. First of all, you're gonna need some kind of a base. I just have a folding table, but a good sturdy, a workhorse or workbench type structure that you can buy at Home Depot or any hardware store would work. And then I have that you need your target. I bought 2 archery targets and stacked them on top of each other. You could get a big bale of hay. Anything that will stick the spear will help. I've got a board to give it structure and support, some heavy buckets filled with rocks in back to absorb the weight, and then I have bungee cords just to keep these things hanging up. And then it sits up on a cinder block just to give it the right height. I try to measure both my distance from the target and the height based on what I'm going to encounter in race day. The other fun part is actually getting your spear. Now these you can actually buy online too. I got mine on Etsy. It even has a little Spartan logo. I believe Race Ready Obstacles sells these as well. but you can buy your spear and all of the elements you need to build your home spear throw target. Now be safe, make sure there's nothing behind it that's going to get hurt, especially people, when you throw your spear, because I guarantee you, even when you're practicing, you'll throw errant spears and they'll kind of bounce off in different directions. So I have things set up behind it to kind of catch the spear if it kind of goes in an errant direction. You see some of that wood there, that's the purpose of that. And then this fence obviously helps to prevent it from going over into the next yard. So be safe with your spear throw, but you can absolutely practice this at home so that you're ready to stick your spear on race day. You can do this. Now stage 3 in the Spartan home circuit is really simple. Buy a plastic bucket, fill it with rocks. Now you're ready for your bucket carry. Bucket carry is pretty much a standard obstacle you'll encounter at almost any obstacle course race. I filled this thing up with I think 70 pounds of rocks. You can tailor it to what your age group and gender will encounter at the race. Fill it up, make sure you bend and lift from the back, lift from your legs, sorry, not from your back. And just get used to being able to pick that up. And then I'll usually just do loops around my backyard, both carrying it underneath here to kind of get used to that finger and grip strength, and then also putting it up on your shoulder, which is my preferred race method. It keeps the fingers and the hands fresh for the next obstacle. Put it up here, get a nice erect position, sturdy position here, and do your walking. So I'll do a number of loops of this to simulate exactly what happens at the race, which is the bucket carry, pick up this heavy thing, and do a long lap. Now the 4th stage in the home Spartan circuit is the sandbag. Again, just like the bucket carry, this is going to be a standard staple of almost every obstacle course race. Put a heavy sandbag on your back, go walking. So what I do is I bought this sandbag online, filled it with small rocks that I got at the hardware store. I think I filled this to 60 pounds, which is probably maybe a little heavier than race day, but I think better to err on the side of being over prepared. And then just get used to lifting this thing up and being able to put it on your shoulders consistently, get a grip that you like, and then just get walking. In my case, I almost always find that the sandbag carries are almost always have an uphill component. So in my circuit, I go out to the neighborhood here, and there's a hill just right near my front door, and I just kind of go up and down that hill a few times, and that simulates the elevation in the hill that I'll be doing on the course with a sandbag on my back. Now typically it might be dirty or muddy at the course and I'm doing it on the road, but it's a pretty good simulation for what you're going to see at the race. Now the 5th stage I like to do at home is just called the farmer's carry. You may not actually do this in the race, but it's really good preparation for grip training, grip strength, which you will need in many of the obstacles, certainly all the hanging obstacles and some of the lifting ones. So you really want to get used to that grip strength, and you can build that through dead hangs, deadlifts, pull-ups, anything where you're kind of suspending yourself on a bar, but this also helps too. So find something heavy. In this case, I took my heaviest Y-bell weights, and then I added on these grips from Race Ready Obstacles that allow me it's a ball grip. And I wrapped them around the Y-bells, and then I just hold on to these, and I usually just walk with them, but I just really get used to kind of this heavy weight pulling on my fingers, and then just grabbing onto this bar, and it helps me to build grip strength as I walk around on my circuit. So you can certainly do this with a really heavy dumbbell is another way to do it, or just any kind of two really heavy crates of some kind, water crates. At Fenway, they give you these big water bottles that are, probably filled with, 30, 40 pounds, and you just grab them on and have to go up and down the stairs. So just getting used to lifting heavy things with your grip is important for the Spartan race and something that you want to practice. Now the 6th stage I like to practice in my home circuit is to simulate the hills. that you'll see in most Spartan and obstacle course races. A lot of these races, they intentionally put them on mountains, ski resorts, steep hills, so that they can take advantage of the elevation as an obstacle in and of itself. So here, you want to be used to, heading up these big hills and building the leg strength in your quads and your calves and your glutes, and just get used to the exertion that it takes going up a big hill. And I like to add weight to help me build those muscles. So here I'm wearing a 20-pound typical weighted vest that you would use for like CrossFit or to do the Murph challenge, which I do every year. So this is a very important accessory to have around the house for your fitness. But strap this thing on and then go find a hill. Like I said, I've got a hill right out my front door, so I will put this on and I will literally run down and run up the hill with my extra 20 pounds. And so that really helps me to train for being able to mount those hills in the actual race, because in the race I'm not going to have the weight on, but I'll have the benefit of having trained with weight and feel stronger and faster on race day. Here we are in the final stage of my home DIY Spartan circuit. So as you can tell, I've got rings that I have mounted up in my utility room. Now, if you have any room in your house that has exposed studs where you can drill a heavy anchor or hook into those studs, you can do this. And you can ideally just put in the hooks, and then you can swap out any type of grip attachment that you want, whether it be a ring or a ball or a rope or any other OCR attachment that you want to use. You can go online and find all of these attachments and the little hooks that go with them. I use Race Ready Obstacles, but there's other good ones as well. If you don't have a room like this where you have places to anchor the attachments, then you look around, do some research online, find a playground near you or a gym that has monkey bars or bars that you can use. But you can definitely find something. If you can't do it in your house, there will be something in your neighborhood that you can use. But you need to practice this part of it, because grip strength and hanging obstacles are a critical part of almost any OCR race. There will typically be multiple obstacles where you are in some way, shape or form swinging from one thing to another. So I practice this on a kind of a constant basis so that I'm ready for any of the variations that come on race day. So I'll just give you a simple example of how I do this. Just hop on here, grab the ring and go. Wasn't my prettiest attempt, but you get the picture. And again, I can just do this again and again and again because it's right here in my own house. I hope you found this video helpful. The key takeaway here is that you don't need to be afraid of the obstacles at an obstacle course race, and that shouldn't be the reason that you're not signing up. There really are no excuses. You can do all of this at home or at a local playground or a local gym. So sign up. It's a ton of fun, challenging yourself to see what you're capable of. I guarantee you'll surprise yourself and you'll feel amazing about what you accomplish. So get out there, sign up for a race, do something hard. You won't regret it. And thank you for following this video. There will be many more, so keep checking back to my channel. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified of new videos as they come out. And thank you so much for your support. I love supporting you as well along your journey. And stay active and be your best you.